Hello, Christina's World Kitchen. I'm Christina Martinez-Williams, and I'm going to make an avocado bread tonight. We are going to have some leftovers tonight. We're going to have some pulled pork tonight, and I thought this could be a great way to eat our pulled pork on top of it. So it's super easy, and it is a flatbread. This is an avocado flatbread. It does use cheese, and it is absolutely delicious, and you're going to be surprised that it is so easy and good and an actual like flatbread that you can use as a part of a sandwich, or as a part of putting something on top of it, or using it two sides of it and putting a sandwich in between. So really delicious. Let me show you. It only has four ingredients, but one doesn't kind of count. So we're going to first take our avocado, a nice and ripe avocado that you can easily mash is going to be your best option. And I'm going to squish it all out. And in the process of squishing it, it helps me mash it. So I'm squishing it out versus cutting it out. And then tell me where you're watching from. Thumbs up, hearts, share this video. You are going to want to try this. I want to know how you would use it. Would you use it just alongside something? Would your meal, or would you use it as a snack? Would you use it to eat with a sandwich, as a sandwich? Or how would you use this? Tell me in the comments. And now I need to grab something to wet my hand. All right, so I got half of one. Now I got to put the full one of the avocado in here. Squish the other side. And I know that avocado, sometimes it's hard to find the exact time when they're going to be great, but you just got to let it ripen and be ready to go. Now, this is such a great bread too because it's full of healthy fat. It has protein in it, and it's also super low carb, which is all exciting that all of those can happen in the same bread, and lots of nutrients in avocados. They're so healthy for us. Okay, now that I've got this, I'm going to mash this with my fork or whatever tool that you want to use to mash. I'm just going to push my avocado till it's all mashed like this. Zariah's going to make us some guacamole this Sunday, on Super Bowl Sunday. That's what I'm told, at least. She makes some really good guacamole. Now I'm going to add my next ingredient, which is my egg. I have one beaten egg, and I'm going to mix that in here. It's already beaten. I'm just going to pour it in. And then I'm going to stir it all with this avocado. And then I have two more ingredients. And this is now making almost like a batter because of the egg being liquidy, of course. So it's quite liquidy. And I got most of the chunks out. It's okay if you don't get all the chunks out. You could, if you wanted to blend it, you could. It's definitely soft enough, and it is somewhat liquidy enough, so it would blend fine. Now I'm going to add my last main ingredient, which is a cup of mozzarella cheese.
It's very liquidy.
Yeah, it is very liquidy. Now I'm going to mix my mozzarella cheese in with my liquidy avocado egg mix. And then now I have my oven already preheated to 350 degrees. And I have a piece of parchment paper on a baking sheet where we're going to transfer this. So piece of parchment paper on a baking sheet. And you're going to form this bread batter, into a rectangle. So I have a handy dandy spatula to help me do that. Oh, that's really loud. Sorry about that. I'm going to use the spatula to help me get it all out, and then I'm going to move it around, and the spatula will help me to do that too. So I'm going to drop it in, kind of in a rectangle, and then I'm going to spread it out in a second. This is a pretty big baking sheet. You can use a small one too. It will still work. And I almost have it all out of my bowl. So So I love spatulas like this. You can get as much possible out. We are in Colorado. We world school, so every 3 months we travel for a month at a time. That's our personal rhythm for world schooling. And today we had an amazing experience. It was really special and unique. A woman that we know here who drinks ketones and shares ketones with us, she invited us to come learn about service dogs, which she trains herself as well. And we came and we got to learn about them, and then we also got to see them, one of them in action, both of them in action, and see how they help people with various challenges of daily life, how it helps them to show up better and more secure and safe. And got to learn about how one of them that we learned about today has saved his handler's life multiple times, and so much so that he was in tears telling us about that opportunity, which is so powerful. All right, now I want this to be pretty thin, so I'm gonna spread it out and don't want there to be holes. So I'm gonna spread it out as much as I can without creating a hole. So on the edges, I can see that I still have some extra. So I'm gonna move that around. And then I have one more ingredient to add, and it's very easy. It's an ingredient that's gonna be a little bit to your taste, but the beginning of it is a little less to taste, I guess. It's not necessarily one that we're gonna measure. Well, you can't taste this yet because it has avocado and egg. So I have my oven, like I said, preheated to 350 degrees. And I don't want there to be like huge places in here that are really thick because it's not gonna cook at the same rate as the thin places. So I wanna make sure that I kind of get all of the spots to be equal as best as I can, equal quantities. And I'm almost there. Okay. So you can see that it's not overly huge. You could double this and it would probably fill a huge baking sheet if you doubled it with 2 eggs and 2 avocados and 2 cups of cheese. And this is a big baking sheet. I don't know if you can tell that it is, but it's a big baking sheet. So in a smaller one, it would almost fill that. Now I'm going to use some pink salt. This is gonna come out really fast if I don't do pinches of it. So I'm going to actually not use this one. I'm gonna use the regular shaker of pink salt. And I'm going to just sprinkle pink salt all the way across, I can't really see it, all the way across my bread. And then you can always add more if you need more after it cooks. Now, it's ready to go. Except for I'm gonna add a tiny bit of extra cheese, because you know how sometimes if you have like a cheese bread, it has extra like crumbles of cheese on the top that melt a little bit differently or cook a little bit differently and gives that extra little yumminess. I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna just put a little bit. I'm not gonna cover it like a pizza. It's not gonna be that thick of quantity of cheese, but just a little extra tinge of cheese across the top. And now it's ready to be baked. So we're gonna bake it for 25 minutes. You want it to be golden on both sides. And in order to make sure that you do that, it's gonna look golden here and it's not gonna burn, but just make sure it's cooked on both sides. And then you can use it however you want. You can cut it into squares. You could use it for like 6 or 3 different sandwiches, because it could be, if you cut it in half and then in thirds, you could have a side for each side. Or for a hamburger, there's so many options. Pulled pork, like we're gonna use it tonight. So give it a try. Thumbs up, heart, share this video. Renee, it's so good to talk to you today. And we will see you soon from my mom's house, Tina, to your kitchen. Global flavors and healthy plates from around the world. Bye.